When I think about sustainability, I think about water, something that has been around for many thousands of years, of course. So we have these symbols that look similar to this shape, and then they sort of interlock and come around here because we know water is movement. Collaboration, when I thought of that word, I thought about many people working together for the same cause. And I thought about where I come from and our weaving. And of course, our weaving, we make mats and baskets and things like that. And the weaving itself is very close knit. The fibers are woven together. And I guess that was my idea for collaboration. Now, we know that coming together, or whenever we're supporting each other as Aboriginal people, we always come together and talk, whether it be around a campfire or in a meeting place in a building, a high-rise building. It's about coming together and supporting one another. So the circles that you find that look like this inside the artwork actually represent support. Traditionally, we'll have, people sitting around these groups as well, a little bit like this in a U-shaped symbol. On the artwork, we haven't put those there, but the circles still represent the coming together of people. Another one, innovation, was another word that we used. And, whenever we're creating things or going somewhere on a journey, we're always going to run into obstacles. And this symbol was something that we're saying was a foundational symbol. And you'll find this, it's actually quite shaded on the outside and goes to a lighter colour on the inside here. Then it brings us to, I guess, the main feature of the artwork, which is a tree that is alive, it's growing. You'll see it's very clear. It's in the middle of the artwork. But the beautiful thing about this tree is that in this symbol, in this sort of context, we're actually talking about the tree as a form of growth, a personal growth, but also organisational growth as well. Now, when you look at the artwork, there are a series of blue dots that come together, and they look like this. Some are bigger and smaller, which represents, I guess, a bit of a journey. So when we have lines that intertwine like this, we're talking about a journey. In this particular case, these symbols represent accountability. And when we talk about accountability, we talk about our responsibility as leaders, being in an organisation, or whether you're a leader in a community. We also have another symbol that is in here, and it's a bit of a wavy form, but it looks like this. And we call this symbol protection. And the reason why I sort of come up with this element was because when I think about our coastline and our beaches, we know that they're always being eroded, without having plant life on the ground. So in this case, I thought, well, that's a beautiful thing. We've got to protect what we have. We've got to protect our beaches. We've got to protect our country and protect ourselves as people. The next one is culture, which is a foundational sort of symbol that we like to use right across the board. You'll see a little symbol that looks like this. We might have, again, two lines in here, but then we've got this symbol that looks like this, and we have some half circles in here. And what this symbol represents is culture. It's about our identity. When we make these sort of symbols, or in these symbols, we talk about our home. In the Kaurna language, we say wadli. It's our place of being. Inclusiveness was our very last symbol on here. This symbol was probably a little bit more complex to draw because it is a circle, massive circle in here. Then we have another circle outside here, and between these two lines we also have a range of different patterns running through. When we're talking about inclusiveness, we're talking about obviously involving our community people. So we've got that grass levels, the voice of our own Aboriginal community coming up through the organisational structure. And of course, we know that Aboriginal voice is very important today, particularly if we're developing legislation, policies and things like that. So thank you very much. That's my interpretation of this artwork.